So we're gonna go into the final round. Yes, the final bit. That's Afrobeats. But before then, you know, like I mentioned earlier, you're one of those DJs that deserve a lot of credit for how the game was in London. You know, I remember when you had a guest mix on Kiss FM. I think that was the first time they played a full length Afrobeats. what
first time
happened?
Played Afrobeats on Kiss FM. Yeah, that was.
What happened afterwards, man? Why did it stop?
What it was is you see these big companies, it's all about numbers, and at that time, Afrobeat was still fresh. It was still new, and you know, if the numbers at that moment, we're talking about it was like 2011, 2012. Even though there was one show on BBC One Extra.
Yeah, DJ Dushal Suedu.
Yeah. But when it came to the, you know, so the average businessman, it wasn't pulling in numbers for them at that time. Yeah. So I came in to do a guest mix, first Afrobeat show on Kiss FM.
Yeah.
And trust me, it was trending on Twitter. It was going mad. But
yeah, I remember.
You know what? We still had to put the work in.
Because that was a really, you know, from a branding marketing point of view, Kiss on Kiss. That was a a solid hashtag. At that time, hashtag wasn't even. Nobody was really using hashtag. You know, it was just a few of us, you know, doing stuff on Facebook, and you put now playing, and it became something that Apple and stuff adapted later. You know, now playing.
Trust me,
you know,
it was crazy. It was crazy, man.
But it's important that you know we patent some of these things, because if you say it now, people will not understand. They're going to say, oh, you know, you're making stuff up. But this was like 2010, 2012. No one was really now playing.
Days.
No,
early days.
Because I remember when I'll play a hip life track on the radio on Hot FM back then, I'll put it on Facebook and I'll tag the artist. You know, that was how I was getting their attention. So when they come to London, they knew where they were to go to. You know, some of the way of bridging the gap with the new artists. So I started this the what you call it, the hip life section. So I think it's only proper that you start the high life section. Shouts to Levi, man. Shouts to Levi.
Yeah, big up Levi, man. Yeah, man. Big promoter in the game, man. Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Shouts going out to French Nana, man. Yeah, French Nana. She was one of the, you know, the dancers that, you know, also paved the way, man. Because you see, all this Afrobeat thing, it came hand in hand with the dance. It was a dance that opened up so many doors for other people to just come out of their little shell, and it opened up a big market, man. So French Nana, man, love and respect each and every time, man.
Salute.
Afrobeat has definitely come a long way. And do you know what? When it got to this bar, I was like, I mean, where do I start? It was crazy. It was crazy. It was real crazy, man. It was real crazy because we were playing songs. There was a time we used to play Afrobeats in the UK, and they were like, "What's this guy doing? Take him off the decks right now, man!" And slowly, gradually, the music began to be accepted. So, do you know what? Let me play you some of the artists that, you know, that came in the Afrobeat scene on the early days of things, man. And, you know, just open the thing. So the year was 2005. Two brothers, Peter and Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That was a smash though. That was a smash. I remember those whole parties, man. Again, whole parties has always been the case. And then
Definitely, man.
Manjaro days as well. Yeah,
Definitely, man.
that was I think no Afrikiko then
Yeah,
before
Afrikiko
Manjaro.
was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Afrikiko first
Busybody
before
was
Manjaro.
before
Yeah.
Manjaro.
Yeah.
Shout to DJ Abbas. You remember DJ Abbas, right?
Oh yeah, of course, man.
Because
Yeah.
he was the only notable Nigerian promoter then, or Nigerian phase out there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there was a bunch of them, man. Shouts going out to DJ Dioba and to Omar White. Yeah.
Oh man, shouts to DJ Dioba, man. I used to work with Dioba, Voice of Africa Radio.
Yeah.
Dioba Authentic.
Voice of
You know he
Africa.
sings as well. Shouts to Dioba, man.
Definitely, man.
Big shouts to Lanre Davis, DJ Lanre, 578,
DJ
and
and shouts going out to Black Knight.
Black Knight as well. Yeah. That's back then it was everybody used to come to Afrikiko back then, you know.
Of course.
Everyone would come in there to have a jam though. So if you just join us, this is 6 for 5. We're doing 6 genres, 5 tracks each. We've done quite a lot. And after this show, we make sure that it's on 10 minutes each of the genres will be available on our pages. So you catch up on. But I'm gonna, as we talk about, you mentioned where you go to a club and then they want to rush the DJ up because it's playing Afrobeats. Yeah, I had the same experience. This was 2010 thereabout. This song had come out so fresh. My guy shouts to, there was a group called Men to Excel. Russell. How can I forget? I always, because he doesn't use the Russell these days. So Russell Odate, Russell had a night. So it was it's called Men to Excel. Russell, Melvin Odum from Kiss back then. Yeah, their group, they had this Men to Excel event in the city. And then Russell,
DJ Invisible used to play on that too.
Invisible used to come on that. That was later because I started with them. Yeah, so this was 2010.
Okay.
And then Russell was like, Teddy, come through, because I used to take Russell to my Hot FM breakfast show back then. So we developed a good relationship. Then Russell invited me to join the party. Can you imagine? I started playing this track I'm going to drop next, and the floor was just clearing, and that's the worst nightmare for any DJ. To see the dance floor clear. So for today, Afrobeats being the toast of the party, the most requested thing, it's incredible, man.
Yeah,
so this is the track.
Yeah, it's melodies, it's Moogies. Yeah, and Kill Beats. Yeah, and how can it be done without pay game when it's our 2 B's? Ademado, I dey go crazy. Ademado. Yes, too sexy. Met this girl up in the club where I hook up asking them more. She dey move too sexy with her body where she don't maintain no. African lady, as I dey talk, she know they complain no. Make we do some dancing where she throw that thing on me. She dey make her dey go because of that thing no. She dey make her dey go crazy. We I dey love that body shape oh. She dey make her dey go because of that thing no. She dey make her dey go crazy. We I dey love that body shape oh. Now swing for me,
African lady.
Bring it on me.
Listen, man, that was a moment for me, man. Imagine the dance floor clearing right in front of my eyes when I dropped this track.
Man.
So, I still kept going and then started dropping some other tunes and just to get people back on there. But for you to see how Afrobeats is like, shout out to R2Bs. This is family. I still have the promo copy that they sent to me with my name on it. It's still in my bag.
Wow.
And to date, we've maintained that relationship. They when they're in town, they come home. When I'm in Ghana, I go to their place. We talk off music and have that kind of level of conversation.
Love,
Big shouts to Kill Bees as well, man, on the production for this one. This changed the game, man. Shouts to Gourmet to Ike, and shouts to my man Young Sam. You remember Young Sam?
Yeah.
Young Sam was actually the one who introduced R2Bs to me, because at the time I was on Hot FM. Yeah, so he came back and was like, I've spoken to this guy. We spoke on the phone, and then the next thing they gave him the CD. He brought it over to me. Shouts to Young Sam, man.
I ain't that Young Sam, man. Crazy. Afrobeat. I'm gonna fly way down. I wanna just because it's a long story to talk about within 5 different tracks. But I wanna come to the time where Ghana came out with the dance. The Azonto dance. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about this. My next one I'm about to play was one of the tracks that changed the whole when this was kinda like when the Azonto came in place into Ghana. The dancing came in, the whole vibe, people coming out with different songs. Now, this was one of the songs that came in the early stages of Azonto T.
All right. Give us the money, don't be complex. Man is on the block. All right, I'm fucking head. You know what time it is.
Some of the artists that paved the way, man. These are Afrobeats, man.
Yes, we got caught up there, but we're back. Yes.
Yeah, man.
That was an era, though.
Definitely.
That was an era.
I keep on saying,
Yeah.
man. UK.
One second. Oh, Silva just joined us.
Wagwan, Mr. Silva. Long time, brother. We're just talking about how you guys have definitely paid your dues to the success of Afrobeats worldwide.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Shouts to me and Silva are from the same hometown. You know that.
Where's that?
Odan, Akim Odan. Yeah.
Wow. My missus is from there, man. Wow.
Oh wow. See.
Yeah. Billy, DJ Billy's from there. Yeah?
Listen, Billy's my. You know, me and Billy related, right?
Wow.
Billy was my literally behind my house. You know, so when I'm coming back home, I bring the records. I bring like the cassette recordings. You know, back then.
Yeah.
From boarding house, so you get tapes from all over the place, and I bring them home and give them to Billy. So Billy was the one who got me on Hot FM, because where Billy used to live in Upton Park, Manor Park at the time, that was where Hot FM studio was. So
okay, yeah, not too far.
when Giles and everyone was on the
Shout
studio.
So Van Dyke, man, Van
Dyke. Shouts to Van Dyke every day, because what he's done for the last 15 or so or 17 years, you know, is incredible. You know, the amount of music that people talk about Afrobeat and how it's evolved, and they don't give credit to some of these guys. You know.
Yeah, you know what happens is when certain things are kind of underground, you know, it's if it doesn't really get pushed to a certain level, it always gets pushed behind. But what happens is that certain inquiries need to be done if you really want to know the history behind it all, and then find out and get to the core of it to get to know how deep things
because
were.
your studio back then, you had a lot of all the UK artists now.
Oh yeah,
almost every one of them passed through.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, we Tiny used to pass through. Quams and Flavor, Mr. Silva, Scrubs, Gizmo. You understand? Sarko, it's them. Even Stoneboy, you understand? So it's like it was a home where man used to pass through, work on stuff. Even though the Afrobeat was still struggling those times. Yeah, man. But you know when you have faith in something and you believe, yeah, that's what
that was a question I was going to ask you. That because I was on the radio, so I hardly will be. I remember one time you came to drop a CD on Hot FM. You remember one day you came to drop a CD. You came in your Audi, your fresh Audi, man. You've always kept it fresh, though. You've always kept it fresh. This was the time that you were getting on with your production work, and I think you said that was like your first artist. It wasn't K Diesel though. I think this was after K Diesel. After K Diesel, there was a track you need to remember. Because with me, the thing with me is I never forget. My memory in the game is I don't forget at all. That's basically what it's like, you know. But I know for a fact that you gave your space for a lot of these guys out there, you know, with Silva and everyone to be around you, you know, and K Diesel as well. K K was able to hone his craft, you know, from FrenchKiss. You had a label back then, man. Shouts to
Yeah,
you, bro.
definitely, man. Yeah.
But when the conversation is going on about Afrobeat and all of that, you know, people forget, like you said, there need to be a lot more research into how the movement was,
Definitely.
because it built up from somewhere. So I'm going to go into my this is my second one, isn't it? Oh, what's happening?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
yeah, your second one.
yeah, my second one. Yeah. So this is a track that the recording process, I was able to not witness it, but you know, I know how it came about. Fuse first track, the Azonto track with Tiffany. The day that they were supposed to be finishing off the track, or maybe in the recording process, that was the first time Killbeat had come to London, and Killbeat was at my house. Me and my brother Zinga, we used to live in Plus 2, so Killbeat was there. Fuse had to come pick him up because he was a bit furious, you know. From looking at him, he was a bit furious because they had a studio session and QB's was at my place. You know, we watching football and you know just talking about life and cooking, and that's how we used to get down. So yeah, I'm gonna play this track. Fuse picked QBeats from the house, and then they went down. They did this. You know, I think they had already started working on the track or something like that, but at some point, he had to pick him from a house with Tiffany in the front seat. And he wasn't really pleased that Killbeats had taken so long. Right, so this is the track, which also changed the game. It opened the floodgates for UK artists in the world of Afrobeat.
Over there, QB tried to show me how to do it. He sat me down in this place, and he said to me, nobody wanna see you rising, and when they do, they don't even like it. They just wanna see you deep in crisis. Drive yourself, you don't need a license. All of her, she can even ride it. Go ahead, move your feet just like this. Then he showed me the latest. We walk over them haters. But what you do, man, Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto. We walk over the haters. But what you do, man, Azonto. We walk over the haters. But what you do, man, they go wanna learn how to do.
This is a track that paved the way for a lot of artists out there, man. UK artists, your mainstream success hinges on Fuse ODG. And shouts to Fuse, man. Shouts to Mr. Hackett. These guys are doing incredible stuff for Ghana. They're doing incredible stuff for Africa. Off music, they're giving education to youngsters growing up. You know, they're actually championing the real Africanism out there. Shouts to the guys, man.
Yeah. Funny enough, you being on the Fuse tip. I remember when I used to play at different clubs, even those times in the city, Agenda Bar, Abacus, and even in
Abacus, man.
Yeah, sometimes those occasions they used to book Fuse to come and come and spit some bars. But those days, he had nothing to do with the Afrobeat. He was a hardcore rapper. Yeah. And like those days, you'd be rapping. So all of a sudden, I heard this this Fuse track, Azonto, and I was like, wow, this guy has switched. Because I always knew him as a rapper. The next thing, he jumped on the Afrobeat thing, and I think it definitely worked in his favor. Yeah, definitely.
It did.
My next one, I'm going to Qualms and Flavor. Qualms and Flavor, they're also guys. I even had a contract with them for a short period of time. We were doing some work together, and these guys, talented. You know, they're one of their first songs they done. It was kind of like a joke. All types of bread, but it started trending online, crazy views and all that. The Qualms and Flavor, they came up with another track, All Nine You Know. Big up to the producer behind it, man, Boats, my boy, man. He actually came up with a different sound when it came to this whole Afrobeat thing. And that was definitely where a game changer came in play. So, salute to Mr. Boats on this anti-Quams and Flavor.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Big respect once again going out to Boats, man.
That sound, the sonic of that sound was incredible, man.
It changed the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, it was a different thing when it came into the whole sound of Afrobeats.
And for them as artists as well, for Quams and Flavor, because having that smash in terms of even not just the quality of it, but the content and the moves, you know, they came with some dance, and you know they are like the you know, I don't know how people are going to take this, but they are the original NSG.
Okay, definitely. You
get what I mean?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
The style, the swag on tracks, and all of that. You know, I personally feel that they should have kept that way, because you know, Quams is a spitter. You know,
hard. Yeah.
Quams on he got featured on Sway, one of Sway's track. You know, I feel that as an artist, sometimes you just got to be who you are, you know, just be you.
Never forget where you came from.
Because as soon as you try to experiment with things, which is good, you have to, but you don't have to lose your core, you know, your core. And I feel that track, that production, that producer was, what's his name? Is it Dada? Yeah,
Boats. Yeah, Dada Boats, Mr.
Yeah.
Boats, man. Boats made it, man.
That's incredible production.
Yeah.
You know? I think
crazy.
I think they need to reconnect, man. They need to, if they haven't been working together.
Boats is online. He's on here right now, man.
Oh, he's on. Oh,
yeah, he's
wow.
on here right now.
Oh, shouts to him then.
Yeah.
Shouts to him, man.
Yeah, man. They definitely need to reconnect, man. Come out with another banger.
There is phases of the Afrobeat scene in the UK, and it's only important that those who actually paid some dues get some recognition and get some money.
100%.
Silva and Scob in the studio. I mean, the conversation is on Spotify. If you go on search Soundboy Session, you'll be able to listen to some of these stories. They tell how some of these records came about, and it's amazing that they're here. They're still doing what they have to do, but they need to be at the topmost of things because of the sacrifice alone. Breaking barriers for playlists.
Breaking barriers, man.
Breaking barriers for
open the doors for
so many.
It's sad though, as you're saying, man, because like you definitely expect some of these guys that opened the door from back in the day to be relevant up until now, you know. And what I've begun seeing is it's happening more for the Nigerians. Funny enough, a lot of them from look Wizkid came out back in the day, but he's still here till now. You understand? Yeah.
Because the level of investment, you know, is completely different. You know, the scale of investment. You know, the Ghanaian industry, which was at the forefront for Africa, now is kind of taking a backseat compared to the Nigerian industry because of the level of investment that people put in. So, record labels, everybody, distribution, things like that, is working in their favor, and they've got the numbers too. But in terms of quality, we are still making quality music. You know, we have so many great musicians out there now from Ghana that can match in terms of quality. But you know what? That's another conversation we can save.
We can have different and another.
Yeah. So we're actually on our 4th track though.
Yeah.
And just to remind anyone who's watching us that FrenchKiss has some new music that will be premiering today. We got some new stuff, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So the track that I'm going to jump into is another groundbreaking record, which was playlisted. You know, I'm proud of this gentleman. Back again, my Hotmail back then was a really hot commodity for new music. So UG would send me tracks every time. He would invite me for video shoots. He would tell me, what's your foot size? You know, he wants to send me, because he had a endorsement and stuff. I don't know how he worked it out, but he had a foot deal with Puma or so. You know, he was going to send me some stuff, and proud of him, man, where he's been able to jump to. So he and his brothers, E3 brothers, they all talented guys, you know, and UG was eldest anyway, so he would be the one to send the records over. And I remember seeing him at party in the park last year. He was telling me how he and the family had to get together anytime I played the music on Hot FM. Because no one was playing the music out there, you know. So he had a producer back then, Rafi, who was doing a lot of his cuts. He was saying he would gather the family around, that his music is going to get played on the radio, and when I play it, it's such a huge moment in the house. So imagine if I never played it. that would be a big disappointment, man. But I'm proud of what his career has turned out to be. You know, he was always destined for greatness, and I'm happy to see him in the charts. Happy to see him being on all the major networks and still killing it. But this track for me did a lot of you know, that when he got Mr. Easy on it, it also propelled Mr. Easy's career, you know, and then people started taking notice of what a great artist Easy is, and what a great businessman that guy is as well.
It's easy. UG official. Music so sensual.
This track has so much energy, brother.
Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Nobody give me wine like it. Tell me I be one in a billion. Where everybody then they call me cheap. I know they carry costs like a billion. But if you give me dance, you go chop deep. Baby girl, I got billions. Oh yeah, give me chance, make you chop deep. I see do the Al-Qaeda. She said you club on fire. We are body big like Bombaya. Our body big like Bombaya. She say she no want no wahala. She no want no wahala. Cause she need a real man like Montana. Oh yeah, shut up, she go give me kind of dance, baby, I never see. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up. Shocky, me say Al Qaeda, baby dancing for me and up.
Big song, man.
Shouts to Team Salute as well on the production. That also shot them to another space in their career.
Definitely. As we're on the Easy and UG tip, in 2015, I teamed up with them and Boats, and we made a track together, man. Trust me, such a big track, but it's like, I think the song wasn't, I don't know if it wasn't the moment, at that moment, and it wasn't the right moment. It was like one of the, up to date, I keep on saying, the biggest Afrobeat track ever. But it didn't get that push or recognition it should have, man.
Give me that reason, give me that light, yeah. I want the time, love, give me that reason, yeah. Give me that light, yeah. I want the time, love, yeah. Baby, this love, they do me like a highway. We can get it a highway. If you don't mind, I'll go high. I say if you don't mind, I'll go high. Baby, this love, they do me like a highway. We can get it a highway. If you don't mind, I'll go high. I say if you don't mind, this your love, they like me fast and body. And I don't be a body. I want to make you come follow me, yeah. Come follow me. This your love, they like me fast and body. And I don't love your body. I want to make you come follow me, yeah. Come follow me.
Yo, man. But I feel you can re-release such a track,
Definitely,
you know, because it's
man.
still in time. You know that.
Do you know what? You know this tune, the song by Vice Tone. You see those guys holding the coffin. Yeah, that song was made like 5-6 years ago, man.
Whose track is that?
They're called Vice Tone.
Oh.
Yeah, so those funeral guys holding the the coffin. Yeah. The actual producers behind that track, they're called Vice Tone. They're electric dancehall producers and DJs. They're a group. Now, as I said, good music will never ever die, man. High love, man.
But that's the thing with these challenges, you know, like the Ty Dolla $ign track. That's from like 2 or 3 years ago.
You
know, the Don't Rush. That's from like 8 months or even a year ago.
That was last.
You understand? Yeah. So these things, thanks to technology, that is bringing some of these vibes back. But I feel, did you shoot a video for that track?
Yeah. The video's online.
You had a video and all.
Videos on YouTube.
Yeah, because these are times that you need to bring back. You
Definitely,
know?
Man.
But what's your
re-release that track, man?
Yeah, you have to re-release, man. What's your experience with artists when they start with you, and then you know they've had to grow and all of that stuff, you know? Because
it's not easy, bro. It's not easy because there's certain people that actually understand that kind of brother love. As you know how it is. There's certain artists you might see on the way coming up. But you might call them for an interview after they've blown after a certain amount of years, and they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm busy. Oh, you know, I'll call you tomorrow." Yeah, and it goes like that sometimes, man. And there's certain man they're always a phone call away, no matter how big they are.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they never forget where they came from or where it all started. Yeah,
true.
Yeah, so it's an ongoing process that.
But you know, we are matured in a sense that we're able to understand that artists do grow. You've got other commitments, you've got things that you're doing, you know. But it's just a matter of, you know, just keeping it real with the thing. Yeah. But
that's right.
Yeah, like they say, a teacher's reward is in heaven sometimes, you know.
Definitely.
But the thing is, some of these artists, regardless whether we were involved in their career building or not, they would have still gone on to be huge. But at least that little bit of recognition from the little input you made.
Paying respect. Where respect is due, man.
Particularly if you want them for interview and all of that. It's just simple thing like, you know, come on. You are where you are. Just a bit of support wouldn't hurt. So we're going on our last round, isn't it?
Our last one, last.
Yeah. So this track that I'm gonna play is one that I feel also changed the game. It's from 2001. At that time, you know, there wasn't anything about Afrobeats or but on that foundation, you know, a lot were able to be built on. So this is Magic System, a track that I love. You know, it saves the dance floor. It's one of those floor fillers that you can never go wrong with.
Tout a changé de côté, oh. Maribana, elle a changé de côté, oh. Nangere, nangere, ma. Nangere, nangere, ma. Nangere, nangere, ma. Nangere, nangere, ma. Dieu merci pour moi, je savais chanter un peu, oh. J'ai fait ma cassette, oh. Et voir la télé, oh. Matin, midi, soir, c'est moi, je chante à la radio.
Yeah, man, Charlie. We brought this was in my third year in university, right? We brought the Mapuka dancers from Cote d'Ivoire to University of Ghana campus back then, man. Crazy. And they were now they do all the twerk and stuff on Instagram now. This was twerk back in 2001 or 2002. But this track sets the tone for a lot of artists now as well. You know, we can talk about some of the greatest hits of all times. This has to be in there.
Oh no, definitely. Top 20, yeah. You have to definitely.
It has to be in there. It has to be in there.
Yeah, definitely. That was an opener. Yeah. Definitely an opener. So I'm going for my final piece.
Yes.
The Afro. I'm gonna come down to 2019. A female French singer. She goes by the name of Aya. And it's like when you check out her numbers, it's like she's not really talked about like on the levels of Wizkid and Davido, but trust me, if you check out her statistics, it's mad. It's mad.
That's a tune. Afrobeat remix this one.
Sorry?
There is a remix with Afrobeat on it for this track. Yeah.
Wow, man. This, I mean, 500 million on YouTube. Crazy. 500 million.
I think music is polarized, you know, in a sense that if you like a certain artist, you know, you're always going to be going for what they're doing. But there are hundreds of them that are not on that same platform, but
that's right.
probably doing even bigger things.
Even bigger, yeah.
And you know the francophone artists, they love their people, man. They love their artists. You know, like Magic System, for instance. You know, even DJ Arafat. You know, all these guys. May he rest in peace. But artists come in the sense that we only concentrate on two at a time. You know, black culture. We always like to pair people against, you know, Wizkid versus Davido or Sarkodie versus Shatta or whatever. It's like there is only room for two. No, there is a bigger room.
There's a bigger market.
Big out
there, especially when it comes to the African music.
And that's how the likes of Afrobeats and Burna have been able to take advantage of the online presence now to catapult their careers. So even though the Weezers and the Davidos are doing their numbers, these guys are on the other side doing magnificent numbers. You know, incredible numbers, breaking incredible doors out there. You know, imagine seeing Burna Boy and Diddy on what you call Instagram Live, vibing to music and all of that. That's where we have to be at. You know, that's what we've always pushed to be, and I'm glad that God being great, we are alive to see that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But it's been an incredible show, man.
Oh yeah, really educative, man.
Because when I thought of this, I was like, there is only one person I can start this show with, and it's you. Because I respect you as a DJ. Yeah, I've always had that level of respect for you as a DJ and also as a businessman. You know, somebody who understands and also cut across from that era, from the 90s till date. You know, so we see how it goes.
One love, man. One love for shining out for me, man.
Oh man, there was only one person I had in mind at the time, and so
big respect once again going out to Hunter Akushia. Shout going out to Ghana Empress one more time, man.
Oh, Akushia Anobel. Hey, has the baby dropped yet, Akushia?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Deloche, man. Shout out to Deloche. So, Kiss.
Yeah.
You're on a whole different page now. You're a businessman. You settled in Ghana, doing your printing as usual, doing DJing. You have a nice spot, all the cocktails and everything. So if anybody comes to Ghana, they know where to come to in Dome, Pillar 2. But there's one aspect of you that a lot of people don't really get to see. That is your production side, you know.
Yeah. Because it got to a point. I've been working with so many producers, and it was like it got to a point you're actually trying to work with somebody else's sound. And I've always been building studios, getting engineers in there, getting producers to come. I got to a point I just said to myself, you know what? Nah, I want to do this myself now, man. I want to get more hands-on. It's like when I've got an idea, I want to just be able to transpose it and to make music that has been ringing in my own head. So I decided, you know what? Nah, I definitely want to get more into the production side of things and work with the artists. That's why I decided,
Yeah, how smooth was it transitioning your DJ ears and DJ mentality into production?
Do you know when you've been around music for such a long time, it even makes it easier because you know where the intro is supposed to be. You know the sounds you're looking for. You understand? Yeah. You know how long the intro is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be an 8 bar, if it's 16 bar, 4 bar. You know when it's supposed to drop in. How long the chorus is supposed to go for. So being a DJ is even more of a bigger advantage.
But if you look at it, the best producers are all like have DJ backgrounds, you know.
Oh, definitely. Dr. Dre, all them, man.
Because it's so key when you're trying to mix, you know, where the bars are and all of those stuff, you know, the technicalities of it. It's so key to the mix that you need that DJ mentality or DJ mind if you're a producer. So if any of those producers are able to do it, the track suddenly becomes like a favorite for DJs. People don't understand why. It's just like so easy to mix. And if you're in a dance, if you're in a party, you know, you're juggling, so you want to just be as quick as possible. So soon as that track comes up, you know, you're good to go. So you don't want those like well, 8 bars of instrumental before the track starts, no, or you keep the best part for nah. We just want to get right to it.
Get right into it, yeah.
And you've been working with artists. You've had what I mentioned about artists growing. You had Kelvin Boy signed to you. I know there was that paperwork issue where you had to come and put stuff out. Are things resolved now?
Yeah, those kind of things, it's all been sorted out. Yeah, it's all been resolved. You see, when it comes to these artist things, it's like people don't have patience, and that's the #1 rule in this game. The whole music takes time. It's a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's time, consistency, just putting the work in over a period of time. But what's happening at the moment is that people seem to want a change overnight. So when they don't get that change, it's like, wow, you know what? I don't see this change. I want out right now. You understand? So and that's a big problem. That it becomes a really, really, really big problem. Yeah. Look at UK. Look at UK music at the moment. When I left UK in 2014, UK music wasn't as big as it is now. You understand? But mans have been working for a long time. They've been working for a long time. But look at the UK music scene now. Crazy. Yeah,
on the other side, you say, you know, if you're hungry, obviously you want to see a bit of results for the effort that you're putting in. So at some point you understand where people are coming from. That's where the level of investment has to come in. People haven't got the patience to build with your likes, where it's your resource. That's what people forget. You've used your money to build a studio. You're not getting anything back. You know, you've invested. I know this. I mean, I know you for a long time, so I know some of these things. You've invested your money, but is it coming back? No, it's not. So the artists wouldn't understand where you're coming from, you know, about having that organic process where things are cooked and then when it's ready, you put it out. But you moved to Ghana 2014, yeah?
Yeah.
How was it for you? Well, you know, because Ghanaian, but you're born here, you know, you spent some time in Ghana, but going back to Ghana at a time where things have drastically changed.
Yeah.
What was that transition like for you?
A bit of a headache though, you know. Yeah, if I say it was all nice and glorified, I'll be lying. It's a big change. Yeah, it's been a real big change. As opposed to our lifestyle, how we do things, trying to be on point, trying to be straight. It's a real big difference. But saying that, one of my main reasons why I came to Ghana was to come closer to my music. Yeah, that was the main agenda, to come closer to the music, come to the core, come to where it's happening. Yeah, hasn't been easy, but as I always say, nothing good comes easy. Yeah, nothing good comes easy. Our people, we as Ghanaians, we are long. But trust me, that's my people, man. So it's like you have to kind of work with the situation and try adjust it as time keeps going. It's a process, a slow process, but we're moving with it.
But I think the process is taking too long, though, to be honest.
Oh yeah. And bro, to be honest, it's gonna take a very long time. I'll be honest with you, it's gonna take a very long time.
Yeah, because you know you get to a stage where you can't take it anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's just people are expecting too much suddenly, and it doesn't help anyone. But man,
if you don't really have a strong heart, you can't stay, man.
You pack up and leave, man. And people are so quick to just ridicule everything. You know, they're looking for the downfall so they can make a mess of you, make a meme of you, or
that's
you
right,
know,
that's right.
just crazy. But yo, man, Kiss.
Bro.
So you've been working on your music. You know, you put out some stuff. What you got for us? What you playing for us?
Yeah, so I got a new single I brought out of an artist. He goes by the name of Camidor. So right now, I'm not really signing artists anymore like how I used to. I'll make a track, I'll contact an artist, we come together, joint projects, sign a contract, and we go both our ways based upon the track itself. but we're not doing contracts whereby I'm signing artists for over a period of time and all that. So right now, that's what I'm doing. You know, making the beats, hooking up with artists. So I met up with an artist last year called Camilo. I sent him a track, and straight away, within 2 days, he sent the track back to me via WhatsApp, and I was like, wow, this is it, man. Track was bad. Yeah.
So, there's something fresh.
Something fresh. Yeah. So I released it in ending of January, and we've got the videos out on YouTube. The songs on Spotify, iTunes, all online. Yeah. So I want people to go out there and support the track, man. It's called Loyal. And that's what we expect from everyone, man. Loyalty, man. Loyalty, man. So
loyalty is gold, you know.
Gold, man. Gold.
Priceless.
So the next one is my production I release in January.
If you hear something, but don't just tell me. Yeah. Don't let that make you step back to somebody. Yeah. Baby, you know they gonna stay loyal. I'm gonna get off my head. Let's really get off my head. Baby, you never know what I'm about. Take it when you take my place. I'm gonna get off my head. Let's really get off my head. Baby, you never know what I'm about. Take it when you take my place. I'm everything when you know, but when I'm gone, because I'm everything of love, baby, I know. Baby, you gotta know it's right. Everything you ever needed, I'm fine. Why now you can cry like this? Why now you can talk like this?
That's solid.
That's right there. That's the video right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can definitely check it out on YouTube, man. FrenchKiss Dj
Loyal, yeah. And you know, you also sent me some track. They had that female on it. That's another wicked jam too, man.
Yeah. She goes by the name of Enam. She's a really good, talented singer. And funny enough, what it was is I brought her onto my show on the YFM. And as we were just talking about new music she's about to release, and we're just having a conversation. And I said to her, you know what, I want you to just give me a freestyle. So usually, when I invite artists over, I use them and I let them bust a freestyle. I tend to play them my own beat. So I gave her a beat that I made. And the way she freestyled over that track, I said to her live on radio, you know what? I need you in the studio the next day. I need you in the studio, man. Straight. So we linked up a few days after, and then we came out with this track. Yeah. And this is the track right here.
It's not my winning plan to begin this year. Somebody take me back to 2019. My faith when I said no corona is taking over. We know the one come for only you know. Whether we survive, whether we survive. Give it to your hands. Whether we survive, whether we survive. Give it to It's been a long time coming from backwards. Oh Lord, we need another. Oh, say your last feeling, forgive my sins, and you take us from me. Oh Lord, we pray. Whether we survive, whether we survive, it is your hand, it is your hand. Whether we survive, whether we survive.
So you feel you're settled now, like you found your space production wise.
Yeah, we're still working it, man. We're still working it, yeah, man.
But you got your
I'm
sound though.
trying.
You got your
I'm
sound.
trying to build different styles, man. With the house music, the hip hop, with the Afrobeat, yeah. So we're still working with different sounds, yeah, different artists, man.
Yeah. Big shout out to Big Chris, DJ Big Chris.
So yeah,
YFM.
Big Chris, man.
Chris, oh man, Chris always used to hold me down, you know. Those before I had my weekly show. Anytime I'm in Ghana and I come to the studio, because I used to cover for Eddie when I'm in Ghana. So
Okay, yeah.
Chris is the one who's always going to make sure I have the audio when I finish the show and
that's right.
Email it to me, man. Shouts to Chris and shouts to Ian as well. You know,
Ian Priceless.
Ian Priceless, my producer in Ghana. Yeah. Shouts to Ian. But it's interesting always being on radio, man. You know, because you know back then I always ask you why are you not doing radio? You know, even when we're in London, you know, I used to ask you why are you not coming to Hot or you know or that station. I don't know. You were not really keen on that.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I was on Flames. I was doing some pirate radio station. You know Flames FM?
Yeah, Flames. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I used to do Flames. Yeah, DJ Faith, DJ Corey, you know those guys. Yeah, so
yeah, Corey's killing it still. You know.
Oh yeah, he's killing it. He's going crazy on IG right now, man.
I know, I know, man. So, but that was some good times, you know. But yeah, definitely. Good to have you on the Box Fridays, you know, extending that UK love there, and we continue on Saturdays, man. But shouts to YFM though.
Big shout going back to the full YFM family.
True. Shouts to Killer Fingers.
Yeah,
brother from time, Killer, man. Shouts to Black Boy as well, you know. Shouts to Mesna.